Hi, beautiful badasses. April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, which is awesome. And I'm here to talk to you about 5 tips for talking to kiddos about sexual abuse in particular. And so the first thing is to get really calm yourself. And so nothing sends me reeling and spinning in anxiety land quicker than thinking about my kids getting hurt. And so I know that if I am amped up or in limbic system, as we call it, kind of back here in my reptilian brain, that is not the time for me to check in with my kiddos about their bodies. So to get really calm, to get grounded, and to come from this place of love and serenity as much as you can before having conversations. And we want you to have consistent, calm conversations over and over again, not just once. So that's the first one. The second one is to use real names for body parts. And sometimes this can be really uncomfortable for people, but to call a penis is really important. To call a vagina is really important because there are many cases where kids don't have names for body parts and they don't really understand what's happening to them. There's a case, there's a couple of cases that I know of kiddos coming to complain and saying that their stomach hurt, but really it was about their sexual abuse, and they didn't have language for it. So to really teach kids the right terms and the right names, the correct names for their bodies is really important. When we don't do that, it implies that there is something shameful or wrong about those parts of their bodies and creates this kind of shame-based culture, which is problematic because we want our kids to feel safe to talk to us about it. So we have a no secrets policy. We can do surprises, which are positive things, but there's no secrets in our house because that's what keeps us safe. The third one is to teach what is healthy touch and what is not healthy touch. And so when we talk to our kids about their bodies, we say if somebody is trying to keep you safe or keep you healthy, then they can touch your butt if they're trying to, or your penis. If it's a doctor and they're making sure that you're healthy and safe, that is the only time that someone can touch your private parts. And anywhere that your swimsuit covers up is your private parts. And that gives them a healthy framework for what is healthy touch and what isn't healthy touch. And that gives them permission to trust their own intuition. And the fourth one is one of the most important too, I think, which is that children are in charge of their bodies. So gone are the days, in my opinion, of forcing children to go around the dinner table and give everybody kisses. We say to our kids, pick how you're going to choose to say goodbye. You can do a fist bump, you can do an air high five, you can give hugs or kisses if you want to, but nothing is ever forced. So that allows children to know that they are in charge of their bodies. We also do role playing of, if somebody tries to touch your penis or your butt or any kind of private parts, what do you say? And we practice it's not okay for you to touch my body that way, and use your strong words and your strong voice and run and scream and all of that. So we kind of do that and teach them that they are in charge of their own bodies. And then the fifth one, which I kind of alluded to earlier, which is to create as much of a shame-free environment, or an environment where you talk about shame or talk about embarrassment, and to create an environment where kiddos think that you're going to believe them, and to tell them that you will believe them if they come to you and tell you that somebody tried to hurt them or somebody tried to touch them inappropriately. So you want to create an environment where kids feel like you are a safe person to come to with difficult topics. And creating shame-free language is really important because when you're telling kids don't cry, or when you're telling kids that their emotions are wrong, or when you're telling kids that they are bad instead of you are making poor choices, then what is happening is that you're creating a culture of non-believing and a culture of shame in the family. And if something were to happen, we want you to be the person that your kiddos come to when you're talking about sexual abuse. So I hope that's helpful. I hope that creates some connection and attachment, even if you're not talking about sexual abuse with your kiddos, but that is probably the number one thing that you can do to prevent that from happening. Of course, there's no guarantees, but to arm them with language and to arm them with empowerment as much as you can is the best way to prevent that. All right, be well, my friends. Bye.